These are my Champions League predictions and betting tips for round 2, that is game week 2, playing on Tuesday, 3rd, 2023, October. There are going to be 8 games in total, starting with the Lions vs Arsenal game. That is going to be the most important and the most interesting game in this particular game week for the Champions League. If it is your first time watching me providing these betting tips, I welcome you to ensure that you are subscribing to the Must Better Betting Tips YouTube channel. I share weekly predictions for the all European competition matches and the England Premier League matches too, and daily betting tips. And today we are also trying to attain 2,500 likes. That is 2,500 likes. So if it is your first time watching us, please allow us attain the 2,500 likes by just smashing the like button. We begin with the Lens vs Arsenal game. Lens vs Arsenal game. We know very well that when Lens is playing at home, they're a team that have built a history of winning at home, of gaining their points when playing at home. So Arsenal is supposed to expect a challenge, a tight game in this particular one. For them to walk away the 3 points is going to be difficult for them, but because we all seen how Arsenal is performing this season, coming into this game with 4-0 win over the likes of Bournemouth, PSV, we expect them to shine and be able to attain a victory in this one. My Coresco prediction is going to be Lens 1 goal, Arsenal 2 goals, and the betting tip is for both teams to score. Our next game that we are having today is Napoli vs Real Madrid. On this one, it's a tight game because the bookies are also finding it difficult to pick out who the winner is at full time. The odds are kind of even, making it difficult to decide who is going to be winning easily at full time. A lot of tipsters are also going for the draw market, but I'm going to sit on the line and go for a Real Madrid easy victory. At halftime, I expect Real Madrid to be leading with a scoreline of 1-0, and at full time, I expect them to be leading with a scoreline of Real Madrid 2 goals, Napoli 1 goal. My betting tip is a Real Madrid win. A lovely betting option for this game week. And then we have Inter Milan vs Benfica coming up next. Inter Milan vs Benfica. Inter at home this season are undefeated in their last 5 games. And if you also look at that, not the last 5 games, Inter playing against Benfica are undefeated. Inter playing against Benfica are undefeated in their last 5 matches. So it's going to be a solid point to consider when going for this game, when trying to pick out who is going to be winning at full time. And that being considered based with the history or the current form that Inter is in, we are betting on. I am predicting on an Inter Milan victory of 2 goals, Benfica 0 goal, and my betting tip is an Inter Milan win. Then we have Manchester United vs Galatasary coming up next. Before I mention this prediction, ensure that you are liking the video, you are subscribing if you have not subscribed, and dropping your predictions for all the 8 matches of the Champions League playing today. Manchester United vs Galatasary. We all witnessed how Manchester United were able to step up and perform against expectation in game week 1 of the Champions League, ending their game with a scoreline of 4-3. That was an incredible one. I was actually happy with the results they recorded. I must also mention that when Manchester United is playing in the competition, that is the European matches, they are always a team that you can always rely on. Their psyche, the positivity they come with, the discipline they come with into the competition is something that is different, something that they lack when playing in their domestic league. So in this one, I am expecting Manchester United to have an upper hand over the Turkey side. So I am betting on Manchester United 2 goals, Galatasary 1 goal. That is my Coresco prediction. And my betting tip is a Manchester United win. Then we have Copenhagen vs Bayern Munich coming up next. An interesting one because if you look at the Copenhagen vs Bayern Munich are actually the favorite. They are the favorite, and this season, having begun their campaign amazingly, beating the likes of Manchester United, I expect them to work on that because remember last season they were not able to get to the finals despite recording an amazing campaign in the Champions League. This is something they are looking forward to do this season, and when they meet a weaker side like Copenhagen, they're supposed to go ahead and get all the 3 points easily, and I believe that they're going to be sailing into the next stage of the competition with an amazing form, a back-to-back run of amazing winnings. So I am betting on Bayern Munich 2 goals, Copenhagen 1 goal. The betting tip is Bayern Munich to win. Then we have PSV Eindhoven vs Sevilla coming up next. An interesting one. The Netherlands side is not a team to joke with, and Sevilla too is not a team that you will just ignore and say that this and this is gonna be happening because of this and this. So when we mention the game between Sevilla versus PSV Eindhoven, I must also mention that it's a tight game, a complicated game. A draw is possible. Anything is possible in this game. And what I expect is that both teams are going to get the goal. They're going to be able to score against each other. So my betting prediction is PSV Eindhoven 2 goals, Sevilla 1 goal, and the betting tip is both teams to score. Then we have Union Berlin vs Braga coming up next. An interesting one, because if you look at the Union Berlin vs Braga side, both teams are not really consistent when it comes to attaining victory and winning matches in the European competition. For example, Braga to be particular. Right now, they're coming to this game with the likes of Victor Gomez ruled out. And Victor Gomez is a credible or a super important player when it comes to their side. Most importantly, when they are playing against, or they're playing at the international level, the European level. So we expect that one to play a role. And we must also realize that coming into this game, Union have lost their last 5 matches in a row. That is why I was telling you that these are teams that you cannot really rely on to get points. And if you look at the visitors, that is the Braga side, they have also lost their opening match in the Champions League competition this season. So it's kind of a challenging match. Both teams are going to be looking forward to attain their first point. So anything can happen. But any day, any single time, I think that a draw is the best option that is going to occur in this particular game. My prediction for the scoreline is 1-1, Berlin 1, and Braga 1. The betting tip is going to be both teams to score. And finally, we have our last game for the game week 1, Salzburg versus Real Sociedad. That is an Austria side playing against a Spanish side. It's going to be an interesting one because the host coming into this game have lost their last matches. That is, they've lost the last 2 matches. Then if you look at the Real Sociedad side, they're also coming to this game. But for them, they're coming at least with better confidence because they've been able to pick up a point from their opening match. So they also stand a better chance in this one. And if you look at Salzburg playing against Real Sociedad, we must differentiate that there is a big quality difference between the two sides. Despite the Austrian side, that is the Salzburg side, being able to, they're also playing quality football, but the quality football they play in comparison to the one played in Spain cannot really cannot be accountable or make the difference that is gonna be needed for them to go ahead and beat the likes of Real Sociedad very big. So in this one, I'm betting on Real Sociedad 2 goals and Salzburg 1 goal. My betting prediction is gonna be both teams to score in this one too. And I expect that to be my scenarios when the match day on the game week 2 that is playing on Tuesday finally ends. Before you quit, ensure that you drop your predictions for game week 2, UEFA Champions League predictions in the comment section. And if you find value, don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to subscribe because I'll be seeing you with the UEFA Champions League predictions that are playing on Wednesday in the next few hours. So ensure that you share the video and ensure that you are subscribing. Until next time, as I do say, long live Must Betters. Together, we will find a way to make it through.